Welcome back to the new my podcast, Madridistas. How are we feeling? We got a 2-1 victory away at Alaves. I must admit it's not the greatest of performances, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because there are so many positives I could really take away from this game today, 12/14th, 2025. And I'm gonna get to that. All right. But out of 9 games in our competitions, today was our third win. It should mean something because we had 3 draws and 3 losses. By our standard, that is unimaginably terrible. All right. So, with what I have been saying that I think is positive, is number one, the formation. I have been calling for consistency in the formation because I believe that is what we need to enhance that level of understanding, that growth that we need, right, for the players to be in sync. All right, and then we'll be able to replicate performances and be able to maintain consistency as a team. So that is number one, and that is the flat 4-4-2. All right, whether it's flat 4-4-2, whether it's the diamond, like I said, I just want that presence, especially as midfielders, right? Number two, I have been calling on the show for Kylian Mbappe to have a strike partner. And that was the reason why I have been talking about the diamond, right? Where, an attacking midfielder is playing behind the 2 strikers. But again, it is okay. Flat 4-4-2, we have 2 strikers. And here is the reason why. And this is why I am happy for Xabi Alonso as well, because he's doing it now. Vini is playing right next to Kylian Mbappe. And I've been saying this. That is the best decision because now Mbappe is drifting right, Vini is drifting left, and they can also swap position, but they are not running into each other, which was very, very key. And both goals today, if you look where Kylian Mbappe got that pass from Jude Bellingham, he was a little bit out left. All right, picked up the ball, come to the inside, and then it was a goal. And I said, if you're a center back, all right, we're playing those guys at the top. You don't want them to go get a ball and come at you. It's going to be a disaster either ways. All right. So, and if you're going to talk closer with them, they have the ability to go past you 1v1 either ways. All right. So that is why I have been calling for that strike partnership for Kylian Mbappe. Now, the second goal as well, scored by Rodrygo. Vini had so much space on the left by himself. And I was saying for Vini to play his game, he needs space. He needs space. So once he picked up, a very good touch with the head to beat the defender, and a classic outfoot of the right boot pass for Rodrigo, who was very determined to finish, and that was it. So when you and again, let me get to the Rodrigo finish, all right? And I'm happy for him because he has been playing very well for a long time. Unfortunately, has not been able to get on the score sheet, but midweek he scored against Manchester City. Today again he scored. And to score a goal like that involves a lot of thought process. And I always say you should be able to read the play couple of seconds in advance. All right. And you should have that level of commitment, that determination, because you have to picture yourself scoring the goal. Okay. So when Vini was, on that left side, it's like Rodrigo was like, you know what? I have to make the run. And his determination to get to that space and stay behind the ball and finish. Yes, the finish itself looked easier because it was a tapping, but it's everything else, that was in the mix before the final touch. So that was a good goal by a player, I believe, has been doing so many things correctly, but unfortunately not being able to get the goals. But I think a goal midweek, a goal in the weekend should be able to increase his confidence. And I'm absolutely happy for Rodrigo as well as even Vini because throughout the game, he was not really impacting the game as much. He was being dispossessed, a couple of times. But that assist for Rodrigo, as well as that dribble penetration to win that penalty kick, that was a penalty kick. And I will get to the controversy in a bit, all right? But that is the Vinicius we used to know. And that decision was just simple, right? Because you have the space and we know you can dribble. Now, it is no brainer. What is crazy is when the space is tight and there are a bunch of defenders in your way, and there are other players that are very much available for you to pass the ball, and you're not passing the ball. So for me, the Vinny game comes down to his IQ to a very large extent, for him to kind of really get to that level. All right. But those 2 moments, right, for Vinicius Jr. was really, really important for me today. And that is why, I'm saying there are a lot of positives that I can take from this game. Now, at our left back, Valda Peñas, a debutant. Yeah, I mean, listen, the kid played very well. Played very well. Yes, he was substituted. I guess the move was not bad because Federico Valverde shifted a left back. Is there something or a position that Federico Valverde cannot do or cannot play? He finished today's game playing as a left back. I mean, what a luxury to have a player that is, well talented to play multiple positions. We can utilize him, obviously. Now, to break this game down, starting with Courtois, I think every individual player had a good game. Courtois with that save with his face, put his face on the line. He didn't care, how that shot was gonna make him look really ugly. Okay, but that is the sacrifices we have been asking for, right? Players willing to do the right thing, and Courtois did that. Even Rodrygo, let me bust my gut and get in that position to score that goal. And we saw multiple tackles from Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham was excellent. So I saw a lot of things, Federico Valverde, just that determination to give everything you had. All right. So everybody actually played well. Every single player played well. My only thing is, and it is one thing I've been calling for on this show as well, is Adagule. Adagule is a very good player. With the goals and the assists that we saw at the start of the season, I just think Xabi Alonso has to solve the Adagule problem. All right. Which for me is not playing Aragule in that deeper midfield position when he is only with another midfielder in that central part of the pitch, whether it is Ceballos, whether it is Chouameni, right? Because what I saw today, he was not really doing well. Okay, because I mean when you talk about a midfielder in the attacking action, it was Jude Bellingham and Jude was on the left side. All right. And Jude was having all that action at the center part on the pitch. All right. And you're not seeing a lot of Adagule. So whether it is attacking actions or defensive actions, it was more Jude Bellingham either way. Right. And then when tackles are needed or blocks or stops, then it was Chouameni. So I do think we are not actually maximizing Aragule's potential. All right. And I feel like that is something Chabi Alonso should take care of because the truth is, Aragule can come on and still impact the game. Just like we saw Brahim Diaz, right? He was trying to use Brahim Diaz as a starter, to compete with Master Toronto. It didn't work out. Brahim Diaz is that player that should come on and then he's going to impact the game. Brahim does always come on and at least get a chance. I mean, he got a decent one. He didn't score, and I believe that is a player that is, kind of low of confidence, and that is the struggle, right? He's starting and not performing. He's coming on and he's playing better, so he not quite know what is going on. So same thing with Gigi, right? The missed pass to Kylian Mbappe that should have been a goal. Simple, okay, but that was a very poor pass. It was a simple pass with a poor execution. But again, if you want to be a little bit lenient with Gigi, you might say that is a player that is also low on confidence right now. But like I said, I like what I saw from every single player. Absolutely. I might not be able to, kind of reference every single performer out there, but I'm impressed with the kid as well, Valdepena, right? For you to go away, all right, in a struggling Real Madrid lineup, I mean, you know what is at stake and be able to perform like that. And it wasn't like, oh, the game was actually smooth. Perhaps the first half, first 20, 25 minute dominated possession. He was kind of looking a little bit comfortable, but he grew the game grew stronger, and he was tested in 1v1 circumstances, and he proved to be really good, really solid. He showed that he can really hold his own. So at the end of the day, like I said, good performances from every single player, and that is why I'm really happy. So, subsequent games, Xabi Alonso, all right, flat 4-4-2. Just go with your strongest lineup possible. I mean, we miss Carreras, obviously. I mean, he's back, and I'm excited. Dinhausen is back, and Franco Mastantuano. Talking about Dinhausen, there was this pass that he played, and you can see what we've been missing. All right, he's passing. from deeper positions, and also his ability to just progress the ball from defense. Okay, and that is a big loss. So I'm confident if Chabi Alonso can, address the basics, not really overthink things, keep them simple, right? Formation is set. This is what we're gonna be doing. All right. Hey, you are the starters. Hey, you're coming in for this person. You're coming in for this person. Oh, if we're missing this guy, we need someone to be played out of position. You're gonna be that guy. You're gonna be just define everything and just keep it simple and let the best player plays. Cause I tell you what, the guys on the bench knows if that guy is ahead of me, well, he deserves to be ahead of me. No complaint. So at the end of the day, like I said, it's a good win. We're still 4 points behind Barcelona. Anything can happen as long as we are doing things correctly and we are going. Then I'm gonna say, hope is back. Not giving up. There are a lot of games to play, tons of games to play. All right. So we're in this Madridistas. Let's go. I think the noise about letting Chabi Alonso go. I mean, we should just, chill a little bit. But and I've been saying this, I mean, his problem has been himself. If he's able to take care of that, then there's no problem. All right. This team should be ready to go up and running. So let's see what happens. Until then, y'all stay blessed and peace out. Do not forget to follow, like, and share this content so you can help promote this channel together.